Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill Trading. Today we're going to be taking a look at your guys' chart requests here from the Discord. We got a lot of good names that we're going to be covering today. We got Riz, ZBCN, Toshi, SMCI, Baba, Snap, Target, looks like AZN, STLA, HP, Lulu, Intel. Lots of names here we're going to be covering today, guys, so sit tight. Algorand, Pepe, Link, XLM, BCH, ARB, SEI, MDB. Lots of very solid plays in here. We got Bitcoin. Okay, we're going all the way up here to where we opened the thread at on Monday. If you guys have chart requests throughout the week, we open those on Monday. And these videos will drop Tuesday here moving forward for the chart request videos. I know we're switching up the schedule a little bit with summer, but we got HBAR and XRP that we're going to kick off with here today. I really want to go over the trading rules here really quick for everybody that is new and everybody that is rejoining. If you guys are new to this channel, we are swing traders here. We are not day traders. We focus on a monthly and a daily chart. Okay, our trades here are for 1 to 6 months out. And I always just want to be very, very clear about that because this is the strategy, folks. You have to have a strategy. You have to have a plan with anything you do in life. If you have a business, if you have anything, you have to have a plan to follow. Okay, and this is our plan right here, and I'm going to go over these really quick as we do in every single video. So again, when we take trades today, we're going to be looking for 1 to 6 month swings. That means we are buying and we are holding for 1 to 6 months until we hit our targets, and I'll go over how we hit our targets. This is the strategy, guys. You can bend the rules all you want, but everything comes back to this plan. Okay, everything comes back to these rules right here. We have 6 of them. So we enter and exit positions using our trading indicators. Okay, the green dot means buy and the red dot means sell. When I talk about those red and green dots, I'm talking about those here down here on this indicator. You can see we're looking at Ethereum. We have been bullish on Ethereum ever since it got this green dot right here in June. You can see that came back at around 2,400. It even dipped all the way down to 2,000. This was the range we were looking to buy Ethereum, okay? We were talking about Ethereum. You guys can go back and check the channel. Since May, we were saying buy, 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 buy. End of May, beginning of June. As soon as we got that green dot, we knew that the direction was going up in the macro. And when I say the macro, I mean on the monthly chart. Okay, so if our target's for 1 to 6 months out, that's why we like to use the monthly chart for this indication, because all the green dot tells us is that we are going up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It normally means 1 to 6 months. As you can see, sometimes it means for a lot longer. Sometimes it can go up for a year or 2 years. But our general target is 1 to 6 months. That's the time frame we have in mind when we get our signals. So the reason we trade a monthly chart, guys, is because the dots are the most accurate on the higher time frames. So if you see, if I come in here to like an hourly chart, look how many dots have shown up since yesterday, okay, since last week. You got all these signals here showing up, dot, 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 dot. Well, if you go to the monthly, these dots are very rare, okay? The last green dot came right here in November. That was at 2,500 bucks. It went up for about a month and a half, all the way to 4,000. It got a red dot, and then it sold off for about 4 to 5 months. Okay, sold off for 4 to 5 months. So we're bullish on an asset as long as it's green here on the monthly. That's the first thing that we look for with our strategy. We got to look at the monthly chart and we got to determine, are we in a bull market or are we in a bear market? How we determine that is whether or not the dot is green or red. If it's red, we're going down. If it's green, we're going up. Okay, if you can understand that one little thing, this strategy is going to come very, very easy to you because there's not a lot to it. Trading doesn't have to be complicated, folks. One of the great investors said that the markets are created. Okay, I believe this was Warren Buffett. He said the markets were created to transfer money from the active, meaning the people day trading, trying to guess what direction we're going to go every single 15 minutes or every single hour, to the people who are patient. So the longer term view you can take on investing in stocks and crypto or Forex, the better. And if you can buy it when it's very oversold, you can see every time that Ethereum has printed a green dot on the monthly chart down here, it's been a buying opportunity. You bought it there 6 years ago in 2019 at $170. This one right here came at $144. This one right here came at $1,300. It went all the way up to 4,000. That was a 300% move. Okay, this was a good little 1 to 2 month trade there back in November when Trump came in, and then they flushed it on everybody. Okay, but hey, the game is back on, back here in June when we called that signal out right there between 22 and 2400, and now we're sitting close to 4. So it's never on my watch list, or I'm never looking to buy something unless the dot is green on the monthly. If it's red, we just simply have to be patient and wait for it to flip to green, because the green dot tells us that the direction is in our favor, and those are the assets we are looking to buy. So after you get the green dot on the monthly chart, okay, the monthly chart, that's the most important time frame. We need to be green. We then look to the daily. Okay, so we buy the day of the green daily dot as long as the monthly is green. So the monthly time frame, each one of these bars is 30 days. Okay, this is 1 month's worth of price action, 1 month's worth of price action, 1 month's worth of price action. If you come in here to the daily chart, this is 1 day's worth of price action, 1 day's worth of price action, 1 day's worth of price action. So what we're looking for when the dot is green on the monthly is we're zooming into the daily, okay? And we are looking for pullbacks in green dots. This was a beautiful entry here on Ethereum, right here at 2,400. You had another one right here in June at 2,500. So the dot was green in June. So in June, we were on the daily and we were looking at these green dots. We were entering. Okay, we were buying. Okay, that is where we were accumulating. Okay, so we want to buy on the daily dot, right, as long as the monthly is green. If the monthly is not green, we don't want to take a trade. The daily dots don't matter unless the monthly dot is green. And again, if you guys do not have these indicators, you guys can download my entire trading layout. You'll get the Fibonacci, which I'm going to talk about here in just a second, the red and green dots, the Stochastic RSI. You guys can download my entire layout over here inside the Discord. Just come here to the trading indicator tab. You just click on this link right here, and everything loads directly up into your TradingView account. Your screen's going to look exactly like my screen once you go through with that. So for those of you who are new, that's how you download the indicator. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email at overkill@overkillinvesting.club. Okay, so that's our buying strategy. We also use the 4-hour as well. So we actually use the daily and the 4-hour chart. So again, the 4-hour, it's the same as the daily. You're just looking to buy the green dots as long as the monthly is green. Okay, because sometimes a lot of the time, the 4-hour dot will actually come before the daily. So we just use the 4-hour and the daily in conjunction. And I got those equations set out for you right there. So buying strategy equals monthly green dot plus daily green dot equals buy, or monthly green dot plus 4-hour green dot equals buy. We also call all those out over here in our Discord under the trade alert section. You can see I have a whole layout on how to trade the dots. So we have the monthly dots called out over here. We even call out the weeklies, the dailies, and the 4-hour dots, along with all the sell signals as well. Okay, which brings me to the selling strategy. So we actually have 2 different selling strategies. And again, this is the strategy. Getting a lot of questions that you guys say, what if this, what if that? There is no what ifs in this strategy. This is the strategy. So we are not going off course with this. Okay, we are sticking to what we do. It's laid out right here as clear as day. So sell strategy number 1, we want to sell a big red dot in the red zone on the daily. So the first sell strategy is focused on the daily chart. Okay, if you come in here to the daily chart here on Ethereum, we are looking up in the red zone. So when I talk about the red zone today, okay, we're talking about this top level. This is a Fibonacci retracement tool. Okay, typically what you want to do is you want to sell. What we want to do is we want to sell up here in the red zone. Okay, we're looking for the red dot in the red zone. Okay, red dot in the red zone. This red dot, no. This red dot, no. Red dot's in the red zone. So I actually sold my Ethereum ETF up here at around 3,800. Okay, so I sold my ETH, which was the ETF, because again, we're up here in the red zone. Okay, personally, I've been calling the bottom since Ethereum, since back here at like 1,500, but this right here was the absolute time to buy. So we were loading up on Ethereum. I think every day throughout this 2-month period, I was saying, buy Ethereum, buy Ethereum, buy Ethereum. People were unfollowing me. They were getting bored because that's all I was saying, because I knew it was such a good trade setup. We had the green dot on the monthly, and we were getting this consolidation. But now that we have broken out up here to the red zone, okay, this is where we want to take some off. I'm not saying you have to sell your whole entire position, but if you come over here to the dots and alert section, you could see that the daily alert means sell or reduce your position by 25 to 100%. So if you're reducing your position, that means you're selling a percentage, right? You could sell 25% if you have 1,000 shares, or if you have 1,000 Ethereum right now. Let's just use that as an example. You could sell 25% of the 1,000 Ethereum that you hold. So you'd sell 250 Ethereum, take profits, and if you think this thing's going to keep going up, you could let the rest ride. But this is somewhere where we'd be taking some, if not all, of our gains off of Ethereum. Because again, if you were entering where we were entering at 2,400, you made 65% on the trade. Okay, most people are happy with 5% a year. 5% a year. You made 65% in the matter of like a couple of months, right? From here to here. So if you're up 50, 60, 70%, it's okay to sell some. It's okay to take some off the table. If you want to keep holding, fine. Don't sell the whole position. But you could sell 25, 50, 75% of the position and continue to hold. Because if it comes back down here and touches the 6 month right here, right, at 2,800, well, then you'll have that cash that you sold up here to buy back in down here. Or there might be another opportunity in a different stock or a different cryptocurrency. So that is sell strategy number one. Again, a red dot in the red zone. We don't care about these red dots down here as much. Okay, we don't care about those red dots. We care about the ones in the red zone. Okay, and yes, price can break out of the red zone and keep going up. It is possible. Okay, it did it back here. See? It can break out and keep going up. Okay, but again, that's all based on chance. If you're up 65%, yes, we want to take some off the table. We want to raise cash, and we want to be prepared for the next opportunity that we get in the market, because the market is constantly moving. There's opportunities every single day. Okay, our job is to use our strategy and our rules to pick those plays out on where we think our money is best fit. If you're up 65% on a position, again, it's okay to reduce. It's okay to take some off the table. Okay, so that's the daily, that's sell strategy number one. And sell strategy number two is going to be based on the monthly chart. So sell strategy number two is we sell when the stochastic RSI, that is the light blue line on the trading indicator, hits the white dotted line. This is on the monthly chart. So the first one was for the daily chart. This one is for the monthly chart. So when that light blue line here, right, this light blue line, that's called the stochastic RSI. It's also part of the trading indicator that you'll get over there inside the Discord. When that thing comes up and touches the white dotted line, you could see it did it right here back in February of 2024, right there around 4,000. We then chopped, and then it sold all the way off. Okay, so we want to sell when that comes up here. So Ethereum right now is sitting at 43. What that white dotted line represents is the 100 value. So you can see it topped out right there in 2024. It topped out right here in 2021, right there around anywhere from 32 to 440. 300 it looks like back there in 2021. That was 4 years ago. Okay, this is the general time we want to be looking to take those profits off the table. We're not trying to time the exact tippy top. We're trying to get out around it. Okay, as long as we're buying down here, okay, if you bought Ethereum down here at 250 bucks back in 2020, 5 years ago, you made 10,000%. You made a ton of money. And to just say I'm just going to hold up here is kind of silly if you're looking at it from a trader's perspective. So again, we don't want to hold through a big 1.5 to 2 year downtrend. That's why we want to take profits up here in this area. So again, that's the second sell strategy when that stochastic tops out up against that white dotted line. That is the strategy in a nutshell, guys. You can learn more about that over here under the trading rules section. I have the trading apps over here where you guys can get started with all these tools and everything like that. You could also read the dots and signals over here. This tells you pretty much how to play every single one of the alerts here in the Discord if you guys want to learn more about that. And I also have a free trading course over here as well if you guys need a refresher or if you're new and you want to learn more about that. But the important thing is keeping the 1 to 6 month swing, the 1 to 6 month swing trade, right? We're 1 to 6 month holders. We're not day trading here. We are swing trading. There is a huge difference in day trading and swing trading. Day trading is buying and selling the same day. 90 to 95% of people who do that fail. So we take a little bit of a different approach here with a longer term mindset in mind. We have more patience than most retail in the markets today because for some reason day trading is cool. It's what gets you the Lambo. It's what gets you all the chicks. But in reality, it's really just what makes you go broke. Okay, most people who are day traders are selling some type of course or some type of information, And that is where they get the majority of their money to buy the Lambos and things like that, because you're paying them $1,500 to learn their course, and then they're using the $1,500 to go pay for their Lambo. So yeah, interesting times, interesting stuff. I'm not bashing day trading. I just know that 90 to 95% of people fail. I failed at it when I was trying it, and I finally developed a different craft that I have found a lot of success with in this strategy. So again, I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. So I'm just here to share my opinion about these stocks and cryptos by using charting tools that are available to everybody. And yeah, it's more about education and being a community here on this channel. So we're all working together to conquer the markets. I am not above any one of you. I get just as much out of you guys as you get out of this channel. Some of my best trades this year and the last couple of years have come from your guys' chart requests, from this video we're doing. So some of you might call out a stock or a crypto, and I might see it, and I might take a trade on it because, again, it might look like a good setup. So I am just one set of eyes. I think we have over 2,000 people, 2,000 members over here in the Discord now. So we have a lot of eyes on the market. Not a lot of stuff gets by us, and that's why it's great to invest with people and not by yourself. It makes it 20 times easier. And I absolutely love the community that we're building over here. Shout out to the Spartan Army, baby. Let's get it. So the first one we're going to look at today, first two are going to be HBAR and XRP. HBAR is going to be the first one. We got that green dot here at the beginning of the month, probably around 17, 18 cents. It's up 100% from that time. This one's getting pretty close up here to the red zone. So my target on HBAR is still up here around 35 to 40. I don't think this would be a bad place to potentially trim some. In case we do correct back down into 20, you got a red dot today, you had a red dot there. So this range is looking like a place where it's trying to build support. If that fails, we'll most likely come back down to 20. But again, as long as the monthly is green, we are looking for opportunities to add. So you could be in here on the 4 hour looking for that 4 hour dot or the daily alert to, or the daily dot to add. You can see we got one there a couple of days ago at around this price. So the green dot came at 25 cents. You could recognize that and say, hey, I think 25 looks good for HBAR. I think the monthly looks really good. It looks like it has some room to go. And yeah, I still like HBAR here. It's still bullish above 20 cents. I mean, we're in a very bullish market right now. So watching for dailies on that one. XRP was the next one. XRP also had a really, really explosive move. Again, we were talking about this throughout June, back here around $2 when we were sitting on that EMA, that 200-day moving average here. So if I take off the fib here, you can see this is the 6-month moving average right here. Okay, this is the 200-day. Actually, it's 180 on my chart, but it's technically the same thing. But remember that line. That's the fair price of the asset. So right now, right, if you come over here to something we call the cheat sheet, okay, the mean is the average. So we use a 6-month moving average here. Okay, that's that one right there, that blue line. So when price pulls back into that, typically what that tells you is that you're getting it at the average, which tells you you're getting it at a fair price. When price is way up off of that average, it's not a good time to buy. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say that XRP is a good time to buy up here between $3 and $4 because look at the separation off of the EMA. I mean, it's sitting off of the 6-month average. It's sitting at the current price. It's sitting at about 25% off of that average. So you're getting it at a 25% premium. So if you go to the store and buy your want to buy your groceries at a 25% premium, or your gas at a 25% premium, yada, 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 right? That's probably not a good idea. It's probably not going to be something you want to do. And it's probably not something you should want to do when you're investing into these assets. Because again, the further you get off of that line, the more expensive the price is, right? That's when people are excited. They're yelling about it. They're talking about it. We want to buy when nobody's talking about it. Okay, there's a phase over here called the stealth phase. This is when no one's considering XRP. Everyone was laughing at XRP. Okay, everyone was laughing at XRP back here in 2024 in August when we called this dot out at 50 cents. We bought XRP at 50 cents. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody cared about it. And now it's everything that everybody wants to talk about, right? No one shuts up about it, okay? Because again, we've had an astronomical move. 50 cents up to $4 is 900% in less than a year, okay? In less than a year. If you held this green dot up until now, you made around 800 to 900% off of that signal if you held for a year, right? Well, 600 and almost 700%. That's insane. Okay, that's a big move in a year. You 7x your money in a year. So I think there's some better plays than XRP. I mean, I don't know what the technology is going to do, if it's really going to be the financial system. If that's what everyone's talking about, that's what everyone's saying. But again, I just don't think it's the best place to be buying XRP. If you want to hold it, great. I would say a good support level is right there at $3. I'd probably set a stop loss at like 290. If it breaks 290, it'll most likely correct back down into 240. But I'd be watching for that daily dot right here, because again, the monthly is green. The monthly does have a green dot. So you should be actively looking for a daily or a 4-hour dot to take a trade on. And, you know, up above, I would say 280. It looks pretty good as long as it holds 280. I'd set a stop loss at 280. If that breaks, I would sell it and wait for a bottom. So watching the daily and the 4-hour on that one. Get back here to the chat request. We got Mara and Link. Mara is the this is the crypto miner. So they actually did an offering, green dot on the monthly. So we're bullish on it. Okay, so you're just looking for that daily dot for an entry. I think that one's going to bounce right here off of 16. It looks like they have earnings today after the bell. So watch how they react to earnings. If you get a big sell-off down to like 14, 15, I think that'd be a good place to scoop it up. But they got to have good earnings going on. I mean, if they're mining Bitcoin, Bitcoin is at all-time highs right now. I mean, we're at all-time highs on Bitcoin at the moment. So Mara, I think it's still a hold because, again, the dot is still green. I would just be actively watching for that daily alert. So you could see that that one's on our watch list. That is this green list right here. We cover this in our watch list. Okay, you guys have access to that right over here in the watch list tab. But when it is in our watch list, those are the ones with the green monthly dots. It never does not have a green monthly dot if it is not in my watch list here. So all these names have green monthly. So therefore, we're looking for the daily and the 4-hour on those. And those are the ones that get called out over here on the daily and the 4-hour. The ones you get the daily and the 4-hour alerts on are the watch list. Okay, we've already filtered these. They all have green dots on their monthly charts. So when Mara prints a green monthly or green daily, just like it did back here in June at 14, 15 bucks, okay, that went all the way up to 21. So that's what I'd be watching for. I like that the daily stochastic is down there on the floor. I think that one looks really good, and I'd just be watching for one of those 4-hour or daily alerts there on Mara. The next one is going to be Link. Link, again, you got a little separation off of the 6-month average, but that one's green on the monthly. I think my average cost on this is around $15. So I was buying it right here in this area. If it comes down to 16, you could buy more, but you got to get in on the green monthly. Okay, you have to start a position if you like it. If you're long on it, you have to have something on with the green monthly. If it comes down to 16, if it comes down to $1, you could just buy more. But I would absolutely be looking to buy more of this. I personally not, because I have such a large position on it, but I'd be watching 4 hours or dailies to add to this position if I didn't already have one. ACHY. Link is very bullish, guys. Very, very bullish. Okay, green monthly is everything we look for. I mean, it's coming up here in July, so you're watching it right here in live time. So our target, again, is always up there. My fib got turned off. Our target's up here in the red zone because, again, that's our sell strategy, right? So our target's between 26 and 28. Okay, 26 and 28. That's a 67 to 70% move if we hit 28. That's my target up there. So I'm holding until price gets back up in to that zone. Okay, great place to sell. Great place to sell. Okay, so we're holding until we get there, or looking for places to average in or average down. ACHY. I don't see that one. Do you just mean ACH? ACH doesn't have the monthly yet. So I would wait for that monthly signal there. It doesn't have the monthly. We're not interested. Doge, it popped up, but it faded away. So Doge is still red, unfortunately. It has pulled back a little bit here into the 6 month. So up above 20 cents. I don't think this one looks bad. I'd just be watching for the green daily here if you think this is going to come back on the chart here or come back in August. Again, I don't like the fact that the dot faded, but it did give the similar signal right there around 15. So if you're long on it and you think altcoins are going up here into the end of the year, I don't think it's a bad place to at least start a position down here off a daily dot. But that one does not have the monthly. It did show up. But like I said at the beginning, guys, this is a whole month's worth of price action, right? Throughout the month, this candle is going up and it's going down. It doesn't close until the end of the month. So on August 1st, we're going to get new monthly candles. Okay, there's going to be new monthly candles. There's going to be the August candle that forms, which means this indicator is going to shift over. Okay, it can either have a dot or it could not have a dot. But a dot can show up throughout the month and it could fade away. So if you want to wait for confirmation, you have to wait for the end of the month. But the fact that this showed up here, the fact that it showed up is very interesting. Okay, it's still on the red list because that wasn't confirmed, but I like it over 20 cents. If it gets a green dot over 20 cents, I would buy it. And target on that would be anywhere from 40 to 45. We got Ondo. We called Ondo out over here in June. So there's another signal we use over here in the Discord called the golden dot. And the golden dot comes on the daily chart. It could come on any chart, but the daily one is the one we track. So we treat that just like a monthly dot if it comes on the daily. So you can see Ondo came right here on June 3rd. That was right here. Okay, right there at 80 cents. And it's sitting at about $1 now. So you're up about 20% off of that signal if you're still holding. Target on that's anywhere from 180 to $2 up there. So I'd be looking to average down on a daily dot here on Ondo. We don't have any data on the monthly. If you guys don't see the indicator on your monthly chart for an asset, it's because it's too new. You can see this just came out last year in January in 2024. So there's not enough data to feed the indicator. If that's the case, you can come in here to the weekly and you could see that there's a green dot right there that also got called out at 80 cents. So I like this one still. I'd be looking for places to average down on these green dots all the way back up to $2. But my target on that's still $2, and nothing's changed with that. That's still a solid hold, and you could be looking to add to it if you haven't yet. Ethereum, we kind of covered this here at the beginning, but it is in the red zone. So I sold my position because I had option contracts, and with option contracts, time works against you. So the fact that it's up here in the red zone, I'd be trimming some. Personally, I always sell at least half if it's giving me a red dot in the red zone. That way, if it breaks out of the red zone and keeps going, I have that other half in there that I could let ride back up. But typically, I want to be taking some profits up here and not getting caught with my pants down in case we do sell back off to 2,800. I don't think it's a bad place to take some off of Ethereum here. Okay, and again, as long as the monthly is green, you could be looking for pullbacks on the daily or the 4-hour to enter. So watching those smaller time frames, if you're still looking to, I would never add to a position in the red zone. I want to buy in these golden zones down here. Okay, these are the places where I want to get in. Okay, we don't want to start positions up here because this is our sell target. We're looking to sell up here. Okay, so I'd be trimming some ETH. AXGT, I'm not saying it can't go to 5, 6, 7, 8K, okay, because it's very possible. But again, as a trader, someone who's up 70% on a trade, I want to take some off the table. I want to raise some cash and be ready for the next setup that I get on my chart. Does that make sense? AXGT. Looks like a very, very new coin. I can't really tell you much on this one. I just watched the daily. I'd watch the daily there on Axon. Sorry, I had to sit down here. We got Circle. This is also a very new stock. Again, this one just came out back here in June. So you could watch for the green dot here on the daily. I don't have any info on the monthly or the weekly, again, because it just came out. It just became a thing like a couple months ago. So I'd be watching the daily for a green dot. Looks like it has some support right here, but I don't normally buy IPOs just because they're so new and I can't see what's going on my charts. So it just doesn't fit my strategy. This would be more of a fundamental play, if anything. But if you were going to look to buy it, I would look at the daily for that green dot there on that chart. We got TSM, Taiwan Semi. This one's up in the red zone, so we'd be trimming some here. And I'd probably use sell strategy number 2 to sell this one when that gets back up there to the white dotted line. That could happen probably August or September, I would imagine, but we're in the red zone. I would be taking some profits up here at around 240. I think there's some better looking charts when it comes to chips that are a little more oversold, like Marvel. I was looking at Marvel today. You can see how much more room it has all the way to the red zone. Okay. I mean, this is 64% back to the top. So if you're looking for something to buy, I'd look at this. What's MU doing? MU has a little bit more room as well. This was a big trade for us right here. But yeah, I think TSM, I would trim some, if anything. I would trim some. NVTS. NVTS, that one's selling off. So that one has a red dot in the red zone here. I would either take some off or set a stop loss right there at 7. Okay, it's green on the monthly, but again, we're up in the red zone. So we're not looking to take trades in the red zone with our strategy. Okay, we want to buy closer to the average. We want to buy closer to the moving average, and that is all the way down there at $4 to $5 right now. So up here, we don't want to touch it. That's just, again, that's our strategy. You can cut up the strategy and make it any way you want, but we never want to buy assets in the red zone for that reason. So I'd look for a pullback on this one and a green dot. If you can get that at like $4 or $5, I think that's where I'd want to buy it. Because as of right now, you can see we're sitting at what, $8. So you're trading at a 44% premium from the 6-month average. This is the average price over 6 months. Remember that mean that we talked about, the average. Okay, if we're 1 to 6 months out on all trades, it's important for us to know where the 6-month average is at. Okay, and right now, the 6-month average is sitting at about $4.50. That's the average price over the last 6 months. So we're way up off it. We're probably like right in here somewhere, is my guess. So I'd be taking some off this. It's ran really, really hot. I think they had a partnership with NVIDIA or something. That's awesome. Let's wait till that news fades and it cools off. Okay, they also have earnings coming up on Monday. So I would be trimming some up here. What else we got? Turbo. Turbo, looking for that green. Looking for the green on the daily. No data on the monthly. So watching the daily here for an entry. Okay, that was a great place to take some off right here back in June. Right there at around 6 cents. This one's not on my watch list just because it looks like a meme coin. But yeah, not a bad place to trim some back there a few days ago. Looking for a place to add or to add to your position off the green. Bonk, same thing. Coming down here, looking for the green daily. Looking for the green daily. We're green on the monthly, big fat candle up. Okay, now we've got some profit taken. Again, red dot. Not in the red zone, but pretty damn close there. And it's coming down a little bit. Again, if you were entering down here at 0.0001, I mean, you were up 220%. At that point, you need to be thinking about taking some off. Whenever I'm up 100%, guys, I'm always selling some. I always sell 25, 50% if I'm up 100%. If I'm up 200%, right, same story. You got to consider taking some off. You can't be greedy at that point. I know we didn't quite get to the red zone, but if you're up 200% on a name, not a bad place to take some off. So watching for the daily on this one. Watch for that daily alert there on Bonk. We got LCX. LCX still needs that green monthly. Waiting for the green monthly dot there. Polkadot. Did Dot get the monthly yet? Dot still doesn't have the monthly. It's still sitting around 3. I think you could stake it for like 9% on Coinbase, so hopefully your position is staked and earning that APY. I would then unstake it when you see the green dot, because that'll give you 20 days to get out of that staked position. But some of these names, I was talking about Riz. Riz, you can make almost 9% just by holding it, by staking it on their website. So as it's going down, as it's just not doing much, I want to stake it and I still want to earn the coin. That way, when it goes back up, I'm going to have more coin to sell. Okay, if it's just sitting in your wallet, it's not collecting you an APY. If you buy a name like Polkadot and you could stake it for 8% on Coinbase, great idea. Okay, as long as you're not staking it for more than like 30 days. Okay, I would never stake for more than 30 days at once. I think Coinbase's cooldown is like 20 days. So I would just stake this one if you hold it and wait for that green dot there on the monthly, but that's ultimately what we're looking for there on dot. VeChain. And I think a lot of these names are going to actually show up here. We got new monthly candles here in 2 days. They come on the 31st. So when the candle closes on the 31st, that's when we get the new ones. So in 2 days, we're going to get new monthly candles, which means we'll have new monthly green dots. And we'll also have new monthly red dots over here in the Discord. So watch for some of these names like VeChain and what was your other one you requested? VeChain and Polkadot. So those two are two that could potentially have these in August. So stay tuned for that. But I think those are both really beaten up. And again, you just want to wait for that confirmation from the month. We got Rose, ROSE. That one is also very oversold here. So you just need that green monthly. AERO. This is one that doesn't have any data yet, but I really like this project here. Okay, watching the daily for a place to enter. We bought this one. I think I bought like right in here around, my average cost is around 62. So my average cost is like right here in this area. Okay, it went up to about $1 and it's selling off now, but you can see the daily stochastic is down here on the floor. So all we're missing is the daily green dot. That will be called out over here in the Discord as well under the daily alert section when it happens. Again, big target on that one from 180 to 220. If it goes back up there, you're talking about 161% on your trade if it gets back up there to the red zone, if it retracts. Okay, which it always does if it's a good quality asset, as long as you're not buying a shit coin or a rug pull or a meme coin. Okay, most of these fundamentally strong. When I say fundamental, I mean they have utility, they have usage, they have technology that is being adopted by the Web3 builders that is being utilized. And Aerodome Finance is one of those names, and that's why it's in my portfolio. So I'm still holding. You could add to it on the next daily. I think it actually got a 4-hour dot here today, or it had one there for a second, but that 4 hours is going to come real quick. So I like it right here at 80 cents. Again, my target on that is 2 to 220, and I'm willing to hold for 1 to 6 months until we get back up to that space. XSwap, made a video on this one on one of our shorts yesterday. I really like it. It's got the daily alert here. That one's got a long way to go back to 12 to 14 cents. XSwap and Riz and Chirp are my 3 favorite like low cap projects. I'm talking about under $5 million market cap projects. XSwap is solid. I would buy that one here today off the daily. Don't have any data on the monthly, so we have to play the daily here, and we're buying these green dots. You can see we've gotten a ton of green dots over the last couple of months, and it's all came at these prices. So this is telling you that, hey, right down here is the bottom. Okay, we're not letting it go below this price. So I like XSwap a lot. I think that one's like a $5 million market cap. So it's a really small project with a lot of potential. GRT, that one needs the monthly. Another one that's very beaten up here. The last time we got a green dot with the wave down here was in 2023 at 10 cents. It went all the way up to 50 cents. That was a beautiful, beautiful move. So just watching for that monthly alert on that one. We got LCX. I'll go ahead and put this one in the watch list. We followed this one for a little bit. That will get called out in the Discord now. LCX we covered. IMX. I really like IMX here. I made a video a few days ago on TikTok. And by the way, guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do so. It's just Overkill Trading on Instagram. I call out pretty much all my favorite setups on Instagram. So you can see 5 stocks to watch this week. TikTok has just been messing around with me a lot. I love TikTok. It's been a great platform for me, but I have a ban warning. They banned me once, and it looks like they're probably going to do it again here in the future. So just make sure you're in the Discord or following me on all the other social medias, just not TikTok. It's unfortunate that TikTok has to mess around and threaten to ban me all the time. I've been banned like 3 times in the last month, and they keep reinstating my account when I appeal it. So they're just doing some funny stuff. All my social media links are over here in the Discord. Again, don't trust any links outside of Discord, guys, unless it's in the description of this video, because there's a lot of interpreters right now trying to pretend to be me and reaching out to people. Okay, that's not me. Do not trust any links outside of Discord. If you guys want the indicator, you can get that right here. If you guys want to become a member, you guys can sign up and become a member right here in the Become a Member tab. You can follow me on these Instagram accounts. Anybody messaging you on Instagram or any other social media platform outside of these links in the Discord is a scammer. Okay? Do not accept any friend requests from Overkill. I'll never send you a friend request. Okay, just remember that. I'll never send you a friend request. If someone's sending you a friend request that's Overkill, that means that they are a scammer. That is not me. IMX is still to date. Okay, one of my favorite setups. Okay, and I'm gonna actually call this out over here in the Discord. I dropped a video on this I think last week, but again, I call out all my favorite setups over here in the Overkill alert section. IMX is one of those. Why is it my favorite? Well, simply put, it has a green monthly dot. And it is bouncing off the support back here in 2022. This was the bottom of the last bear market, and we absolutely ripped face. This thing went from $3 or 30 cents all the way up to $4. That was around 1,000% move. Okay, and you're getting the green dots, stochastics on the floor. I think IMX is a solid 1 to 6 month play here. Okay, and you're probably gonna get the daily dot here any day, but if I liked IMX, if I knew about it, if I did my research and I thought they had strong fundamentals, this is a prime time setup here. Okay, I really like that. That's probably the best setup of the day right there. IMX. Prime, same story. Okay, everyone was very excited about this one up here at 28. They sold it all the way off, just waiting for that green monthly. PLS. Oops, is that a stock or crypto? Looks like a stock. Looks good. It's got the green monthly. I'd be a buyer of any daily or 4-hour dot from here on out, and target would be up here between 3 and 350. LA. Lagrange. That looks ugly. Looks very ugly. I'd be careful on that one. You're going to want to make sure that one holds on to 30 cents. B-Chain we covered. How about CRO? CRO's been printing money, dude. CRO has been hot. Okay, we called this one out in March, that golden dot. Again, that golden dot acts like a monthly dot. So if you guys ever see the golden dot, all it means is it's a 1 to 6 month swing trade. Okay, just like it would just be like taking a monthly. How this would be a 1 to 6 month swing trade, meaning you buy and hold for 1 to 6 months until you hit your target up here in the red zone. Same thing on a golden dot. So that was called out at 7 cents. You're now up 100% if you've been holding since March. So that's March, April, May, June, July. That's 5 months. You racked 100%. I think this one has a lot of room to go back up here to 20. That one's also in my portfolio. I really like it. It's got the green monthly. I'm a holder of it, so I'm targeting anywhere from 20 to 22. We got Gala. Gala, no monthly yet. You need that monthly dot on Gala. Song. And that could come here in a couple days when we get those August candles. Okay, that very well could come. I do not see a song. I don't see that one. I'm sorry. You got Worm. Wormhole. USDT maybe. So that one got absolutely rocked, but it's back down here at 8 cents. I don't think it looks bad. Okay, target would be up here between 35 and 40 cents. It's very oversold. Again, I don't know anything about the project, but it had support right there where it opened up at 5 cents. That's where it opened up at back in April, went all the way up to 190 and sold all the way off. So I like it down here. I can't see any data on my indicator, but you can see the weekly has the dot. So I think these prices look good if you believe in that project. Okay, we lost our spot here. PL, there we are. Song. I don't know why that one's not pulling up. Yeah, I don't see that one. BITF, this is Bitfarm. Bitcoin miner here. That one's green on the monthly. So again, you're looking for those daily dots. You got one right there at around $1. It's up to $1.25. Target on that's up there at 3. I like that one. Woof. Petco. I didn't know they had a stock. That one's green on the monthly, so you're in here looking for daily and 4-hour alerts. I'd buy that one on the next 4-hour. Target on that would be up here between $5 and $6. They make about 1.5 billion. Not a huge company, so kind of a penny stock down here. But it does have the monthly dot, so we're bullish on that one. Just need the daily or the 4-hour confirmation. We got CELH. CELH, we nailed this one. One of the better trades for us this year. We got in on this one in March, right there around 25. It's sitting up 100%. I think this one has some more room to run. Target on that would be up here at around 60. I'd be taking some profits at 60. Probably looking to sell on the next red dot here on the daily. I wouldn't like to buy it up off the average, but if it pulled back to 40, I would add more to that position. Okay, again, we were buying at like $25 right here in this range. TTD, this is the trade desk. Just want to see that monthly come through. That could definitely show up here in August as well. This thing was hit very, very hard from 140 down to 40. and now the buyers are stepping in. So watching for that green dot on PTD. I think it looks good as long as it can hold on to that $70 support. Okay, looking for daily and 4-hour dots to add to this one with a target of 120 to 140. DEFT, DeFi Technologies. I think this is some type of ETF, but it's red on the monthly, so we're not interested. MSTR, that's also red on the monthly. It's just up in the red zone. So I want to see a dramatic pullback on this thing. It's just too high, right? Look at this move from 32 up to 560. Okay, just looking for dailies, I guess. But it does have a monthly showing here, so that is very dangerous territory. I would not be looking for a swing trade on that. If anything, I would have looked to take some profits here on that red dot that came in the red zone right there at 450. Great spot to be taking some profits. Again, red dot in the red zone is where we are selling. Okay, we don't want to buy in the red zone. We want to take profits in the red zone. Crocs, again, if you guys don't know what that Fibonacci tool is, okay, I have a whole course over here you guys could check out. Trading course. There's a video on it right here. This isn't my video, but this guy explains the Fibonacci tool very, very well. There's 7 or 8 videos over there you guys can check out in the Discord. Crocs and Intel. Crocs is still green on the monthly, so again, you're looking to buy the daily green dots here on this one. Watch it for the daily green dot on that one. But that monthly is still holding green. That is still holding green. The last time we got one was back here in January. That was at 92. It went up to around 180 for a 100% move. So again, actively looking for positions when that dot is green. On the monthly, therefore, we are in here on the 4-hour and the daily looking for those signals. Intel, I took a position on this the other day. That one is still green here on the monthly. It's getting hit pretty hard here after its overreaction to earnings. Again, my target is 32 to 36 on Intel. Okay, last green dot came right there at 20. It went all the way up to 24. So just looking for that next daily. Again, as long as the monthly is green, we're actively looking for positions. Okay, therefore, we're looking for that green dot there on Intel. Okay, not going to be a bad place to buy. I really like Intel. I'd rather buy Intel here than that TXN. Or no, it was Taiwan Simi. Okay, that's up here in the red. I'd rather buy a name like Intel that's oversold, right? I want to buy stocks that are beat up. I don't want to buy stocks that are already up here in the red zone. I want to buy down here and then hold for 1 to 6 months until we get closer to this area. So I like Intel a lot. I like both those names. Marvel, this is another stock here. I think I just brought this one up. This is semiconductor. It does not have the green dot yet on the monthly, but I do think that's coming here in August. This chart really looks like it's about ready to explode. As long as it can hold on to 70, it looks really good. That's got a lot of room back to up to 120. So a lot of meat on that bone there. Another good semiconductor that I would consider buying here. Looks like the dots came right here at around 72. So that was your entry. And then up here around 120 would be the target there. Oscar, what's Oscar doing? Oscar Health. I have a position on this one as well. We're just chopping around right now. We're kind of just chop, waiting for that big explosion to the upside. But the dot is still green on the monthly. So we're actively looking on the daily and the 4-hour for those signals to buy. I think the next daily will be a fantastic place to take a position here. I think my average cost is around $13.20 on this one. So I'm still up a little bit, but just waiting for another daily dot to consider averaging down. But I don't see this one breaking down below this $11 level here. Okay, they got earnings coming up here pretty soon as well. They did pretty well last time. Bitcoin. We'll get a lot of people requesting Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin is at the best place to be taking a position. We called out Bitcoin on this channel right here in 2023 at $17,000. We also called it out right here in October at $27,000. We also called it out right here in November at 70, and also right here in May at around 93. So again, when you're up here in the red zone, this is normally where you want to be taking some off the table. With our strategy, we're just not looking to go long here. Okay, we're not looking to go long. There's no action. We want to see a big overreaction to the downside, like a pullback maybe to 100K, and then consider But I really think the play right now is altcoins, guys. I don't think Bitcoin is the play. Bitcoin has just absolutely had a massive move over the last 2 years since we called this out. Okay, again, 17,000 all the way up to 120. Guys, that is a 10x trade. That is a monster trade. Okay, so honestly, I'd be trimming my BTC. I'd sell my BTC and buy something like Chainlink or one of these cryptos that hasn't really moved yet, like Polkadot or OP. I bought OP the other day. There's a lot of names on our watch list. Again, you guys can download the watch list. Just come over here to the watch list section. This is the green list. Okay, you can see every name that I'm holding and every name on the watch list. You guys can look at these charts for yourselves. If you have the indicator, it makes it really easy for you to go ahead and scan through those. But that's over there in the watch list section. I dropped that on the 25th. I'll be dropping another one here at the end of the week. But yeah, we're looking for a pullback maybe into 100K. SUI. SUI said might hit 5. It hit about 450. It's got a red one today. I don't think this is the best place to buy SUI. This was a great place to buy it right there below the average or into the average. Right now, you're getting it at a little bit of a premium, but no data on the monthly. So, yeah, you just kind of got to play this one by ear. Wait for the daily dots to consider adding. You also got the 4 hour. Okay, that gave you some red dots up there around 440, and it's pulling back. So watch the 4 hour and the daily on this one. I do think that one could hit $5 there. But again, there's profit taking because again, there was people buying down here at 250. That was around a 70% move. Okay, 70% is very good, and it had resistance right here as well. Boom, had resistance right there. Okay, that's where we topped out last time. So now you're seeing that rejection. It's still very strong here above 350. So I'd watch 350 here. Watch for a green dot on the daily and the 4 hour. TEM. This is Tempest AI. No data on my indicator, so I'm waiting for a weekly on TEM. We got HBAR, we already covered. Link, we already covered. Pepe. And you guys can watch the replay if you guys are joining the premiere right now. You guys can watch all of my latest replays over here in the Discord under the latest tab. This is a really good way to get acquainted with our strategy. I talk about the strategy in every single video that we drop. So again, if you guys want to learn more about the strategy, that's the easiest way to do it. I have a lot of people reaching out to me recently asking me more about the strategy. Just watch any past video. I always go over the strategy at the beginning of every single video. Okay, it's a great refresher. And yeah, you guys can watch all the past live streams. You can watch last week's watch list right here. And yeah, if you guys have chart requests throughout the week, you can drop them over here in the chart request thread. So Pepe still has a green candle on the monthly. Again, I don't got that data. I'd be watching for that daily alert there for a bottom. Okay, watching that 0.001 level. Target on that's up here between 0.00002 and 0.00026. So a lot of meat on that bone there. I would like to buy. I would consider buying that one on the daily alert there. We got ADA, Cardano. Okay, got some red dots back here in July, right around $1. It's pulling back a little bit, but it's finding support right here at 75. So again, watching the daily on that one. That one did have a green monthly as well, but it also faded. So up above 60 cents, I would say this one is still very strong. I'd be looking to buy any green dots above that 60-cent level, or just wait for that monthly to come back. That could definitely come back here in a couple days once we get that August candle, and you could see that explosion to the upside. But this one and Doge, they both showed the green dot here at the beginning of the month. But again, when price fades, that dot can fade away. So what that's telling you is that this is a potential bottom right here at 17 to 20 cents. Same thing with ADA, 60 to 70 cents. Very strong support. That's where the buyers are. And I just be watching the daily here for a dot. We got Uniswap also has some room to go back to 16 to 18. That one still has a green dot on its monthly chart. We've liked Uniswap since back here at $7. Beautiful move up. And that one's got some room to go back up there to 16 to 18. I'd be a holder of that one, looking to buy on any daily and 4-hour alert that we get over here in the Discord. RSR. A lot of people requesting this lately. RSR does not have the monthly yet. AVE. I'm going to go ahead and add RSR just because I feel like a lot of you guys have been requesting it. So I'm going to go ahead and add that one to the alert section so that monthly alert will be called out in the Discord when it happens. You got AVE with a green dot here on the monthly, so we're looking for that daily. Looking for the daily alert, maybe around 250. If you can get it at 250, that'd be a great place. Okay, watching the daily on AVE. Okay, the monthly is still green, so you're simply just waiting for that green daily. This was not a bad place to take some off. Red dot in the red zone right there at 340. Now it's selling back off. Okay, so now we're just waiting for the daily to reset, give us that green dot, and push back up into that red zone. AVAX. AVAX, I think we'll have a monthly dot here in August. I think you'll see AVAX print a green dot there. That has a lot of room to go back up there to 48 to 52. My only thing with AVAX is I don't see a lot of people talking about it. I don't see a lot of people talking about that ecosystem anymore. Tesla has a red dot here on the monthly. I mean, that one's just got support right there at 270. I don't think it looks like a very fair price. Elon just getting too political for me. It's got a green dot here on the daily, so that one would need to hold this support level right there at like 300. As long as it can hold 300, it might push back up here to 450, but you're swimming in sharky waters there with his political stuff going on. So politics play a big role in these markets, as you guys know. So I would say set a stop loss at 280 if you're going to play Tesla. I know it has a red dot showing up, but that could actually fade away just how a green dot fades away. So the red dot's telling you, hey, 280 needs to be your support. Okay, that needs to be your support level. This range where we bounced back here in June. It's got a green dot here on the daily. So just make sure Tesla holds 280. If it breaks, I would probably sell it because it could come back down to 200 or so. ET looks good. No green dot yet on the monthly, but that's probably coming here, like I said, in August. Energy stocks look really good. Target on that would be 20 to 21 bucks. Verizon. Verizon had a nice sell-off down to 40, and then it popped back up. This is very choppy stock, so not really what we're looking to play with here. I think it's red here on the monthly as well, so yeah, I'd want to see a bigger correction on that. PFE. I started a position on Pfizer last week. That one still has the monthly showing up here. It's got a nice candle here today. That's a bull hammer. Nice bounce off at 24. I think the buyers are very strong right here at 24. My target on that is up here between 30 and 31. That one is in my portfolio. Okay, playing the monthly dot there on Pfizer. I don't like the company, but they do have earnings and they are making money. So, again, huge sell-off. Now down here, we got an opportunity to add to it. You also had one right here around 27 show up. So in this range between 20 and 28 is a good place to be buying it. And you're buying it right down here at 24. And I think I bought it at 24 off this dot right here at the beginning of July, or maybe it was last week. I can't remember. But 24 looks like very strong support for Pfizer. They also have earnings coming up next week. So again, all the fundamental stuff aside, our target's up here in the red zone. That's what we're buying and holding till. Okay, that's our first target. Again, as long as the dot is green on the monthly, we are bullish on the name. NBTS, we covered Nail. There's another one in the portfolio here. This is the Home Builder ETF. It does not have a green monthly yet, but I do believe that will come here in August. Some of these big home builders like D.R. Horton are showing green dots. So Nail is actually a home builder ETF. So it has names like D.R. Horton. Westlake is another one. Also had a green monthly showing up here. But home builders are just very oversold. And if we can get those rate cuts, that's going to be really good for those new construction companies because more people are going to be able to build. And you can see how hard that industry has been hit since 2024. I mean, it's just fallen off a cliff. So again, as someone who's a swing trader, I want to identify that. I want to find stocks and names that are just beaten up like this and take advantage. That's why Nail is in the portfolio. This is just an ETF. It's a way to play all of the names rather than just playing one. It is a leveraged ETF, so Obviously, there's leverage involved, so you don't want to go too crazy with it. But I think this one's going to print a green monthly here in August. I think you're going to see that here in a couple days, probably on Friday when that opens up. So I got that in my portfolio, so I'm a little biased. Intel we covered. I also got that in my portfolio. TNXP, pharmaceutical. I don't know. That chart is broken, my friend. I can't tell you much. USAR. This chart is also very broken. This is one you want to trade the daily on. So I'd watch for the daily alert on that one. Your other one was TNXP. Shareholder. Yeah, I mean, I can't even look at this chart. I guess you'd be in here on the 4 hour. But that monthly chart is ruined. Looks like they had a bunch of stock splits. So not much I can tell you on that one. But the other one, I'd trade the daily. Here's SPX. So this one's way up here right now. I personally would take profits on this or set a stop loss at $2. Give me a sec. Had to answer a text there, but look how far this one's off the average. So I'd consider trimming some here. Again, if you know something about the fundamentals that I don't, if it's the next Bitcoin, then obviously, yeah. I mean, look at the separation off the 9-month moving average. That's an insane premium. Again, this thing's been up and to the right. Not saying it's going to end here, but I don't think it's a bad place to take some off on the next red dot there on SPX 6900, I guess it's called. AIOZ. Don't have the monthly yet. No monthly yet. We need that monthly signal. We got Near. Near doesn't have the signal yet either, but I think it's going to come in August. I think you're going to see a lot of altcoins print green dots on their monthly charts in August, and I think you're going to see them explode. I still like Near. Target on that $7 to $8. I might even consider selling some CRO for Near. I have a pretty hefty position in CRO now. Because I was buying CRO at like 8 cents, so I'm already up around 100%. So I don't think it'd be bad to sell some and maybe diversify into something like Near that hasn't taken off yet. But the thing I like about this is the last time it went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months in a row, it ripped from $1 all the way up to 9. It went down for 8 months in a row recently, and this is the first green candle, just like that was the first green candle. So I know it doesn't have the monthly yet, but we are anticipating it here. If you want to anticipate the monthly, you could use the weekly. Okay, if you think that dot's going to come soon, when the wave's way down here, that normally means we're pretty close. Okay, we might be within a couple months, but I like this one a lot. Above $2. I really like Near. That's one of my favorite setups too. Near and IMX are probably my 2 favorite crypto setups right now. And if you want to wait for confirmation on Near, go ahead. FLR up in the red zone right now, so you could be playing the monthly here. Watch for a breakout of 3 cents on that one. We got ABAT. ABAT. This one's up here at $4. So yeah, up here in the red zone, I'm taking some profits. So this one's selling back off. Wait for the green on that one. WLD. Watch the daily on that one. Render, RNDR. Watch for the green on that one, on the monthly. We need the monthly green. ICP. ICP also needs the monthly green. Watch for that in the Discord. Ondo, we already covered. SKYE. That one's got the green monthly. So again, you're in here on the daily and the 4 hour looking for those pullbacks. RNA. Got the green dot there on the monthly, so that looks good. Okay, looking for the daily alerts. The last one came there on Friday, right around the same price at 35. So that one's got some room back to 47 to 52. HAS. Again, if you guys have chart requests throughout the week, just feel free to drop them over here in the chart request thread. HAS is up there in the red zone, so we're looking to take profits or setting a stop loss right there at 73. NU. Got the green monthly there. And yeah, looking for the green daily. So this looks good. It's pulled back for like 8 days. Just needs a green daily dot. TGT, target. Green monthly. This one's in the portfolio as well. Again, looking to buy any and every daily and 4-hour alert that we get now. Yeah, I love Target down here. I think it's a great company. And again, last time we got a green dot was back here in November at 100. It went all the way up there to 180. So beautiful place for a swing there. SOUN. SOUN needs the daily green dot. Does SOUN have the monthly? No, it doesn't. So that one doesn't have a monthly alert yet. You're just going to want to make sure that one holds on to 10. I think it popped up there for a second. DJT. DJT needs the monthly dot as well. AMD. AMD, we called this one out, I think, back in May or June, right there around, I think we were calling this one at like 90 bucks, but you can see that one's at the top of the red zone now. So I'd be taking some profits here into earnings. Okay, again, we were buying this one down here at like 110. Once again, from that point, you're up 68 to 70%. So again, the goal is to not be greedy. Nothing can go up forever. Not a bad place to trim some here on AMD. Okay, if you were buying with us, you were buying down here at like 110. AERO, we covered XCN. No monthly, so that one needs the monthly as well. ETH, we covered Solana. Solana was green, and it is still green. So Solana looks good. We're looking for every pullback here. Looking to buy the next daily or 4-hour dot here on Solana now that we got that monthly dot. So target on that's up here at 240 to 260. LIDR. RR. No monthly on that. So this is more of a fundamental play here. Looking at the daily. RXRX. That one's got a green monthly, so we're in here on the daily. Target is 10 to 11. Okay, looking to add on the daily or the 4 hours. PEAQ. I don't know what these memes, guys. There's nothing there. Apple. Yeah. This isn't a meme coin channel, guys, so try to keep it to like good quality names. If it's not on TradingView, I can't look it up. And if you guys could just type the tickers in for me. Just the ticker. See, I don't know. There's nothing I could tell you on that one. Pinlink. Nice little pullback on this one. I like this one. That's got a nice green candle there. This is a very new project here. So watching the daily on that one looks like it has very strong support down there at 60 cents. STX USD. That one's going to have a green dot here in August. Guarantee it. STX is another one that I just think is a very solid setup. That green dot's going to come here very shortly. So I would be looking to buy the next daily alert here on the 4-hour. Getting blown up here on the phone. Sorry about that, guys. That monthly needs to... I mean, I buy STX right here. I know it doesn't have a green dot, but I know that thing is going to come in August. There is very, very high likely that thing is... Yeah, this is probably my third favorite setup of the day here. Okay, just like NEAR. That's coming in a couple days. 2 days, you're going to see the green dot. And this thing will probably be trading back between $2 and $3 here, right up here, probably by the end of the year. So I think STX looks fantastic. ARB. ARB, no data on the monthly yet. So this one's in the portfolio as well. Good play on Ethereum here. Looking for the daily, but target on that's anywhere from $1 to $1.20. We got Google. They have earnings. Looks like they reported earnings, but you can see we're getting back up here into the red zone. I would sell some of this between 200 and 210. Probably even take some off now. You got the red dot right there, or set a stop loss right there at 190 to protect your gains. If 190 breaks, we'll probably come back down here to like 170 to 180. SYM. Symbolic. Up in the red zone. So we're taking profits. BBAI. BBAI is selling back off. I told you guys to sell this. Okay, I told you to sell it right here at $8. Everyone was laughing. Now we're coming back down to 6. So, again, in the red zone, guys, that's where you want to consider taking some off. I would definitely make sure this one holds on to 6. If $6 breaks, it'll come back down to 5. Hopefully you took some off up here at $8, though. You had 2 chances. One right there and also one right up in this area. So $8 was a good level to take some off on this one. If it comes down to $5, I think that'd be a good spot to snag some, but it'll probably just go sideways for a while now. This was the impulsive move that we wanted to catch here. We were calling this one out between $3 and $4. And again, it was up over 100%. So watching for a pullback on that one. Watching for a green daily, but I think the move is over. The excitement, the hype is gone. Okay, when the hype is in, when everyone's talking about BBAI, that's when you're like, okay, I need to think about selling some. Okay, because that's when people are greedy. We want to sell when people are greedy. Okay, when something's up 100, 200%. We want to buy when they're fearful. So now people are starting to say, oh, BBAI might have not been the best investment here. Okay, probably not, probably not. Okay, I should probably sell. Right, this will be down here at $4 or $5. Okay, and then the cycle will start again. Okay, so when people are very excited, when you see all the TikTok and all your favorite influencers talking about it, that's when you want to consider taking some off, especially if it's up here in the red zone giving you red dots. Okay, sell the greed, buy the fear. We want to buy before anybody else is talking about it. If your favorite influencer is already screaming about it, you see everyone hooping and hollering about it, saying it's the best thing to ever happen, that's, again, when you want to consider taking some off the table. We're gonna have to cut this short and finish up. I'll do a few more here, but we have a lot of requests here. Pin, what we got through STX, BBAI, we got Q. We'll see how many more we can knock out. QUE, that's Q Pharmaceutical. Green monthly there. 160 to $2. Or, I'm sorry, yeah, 160 to $2 on the target for that one. ENPH. ENPH has that green monthly. So things getting rugged, but the green monthly is showing up. I would want to see a big impulsive move higher. This is a solar company here, and they're making a little bit of money, but not a whole lot. So I know the green dot is green on the monthly, but you want to wait till that thing maybe breaks back out over 50. Okay, very, very big falling wedge here. This thing's gone straight down for 3 years. That's insane. I don't know how much money they make. I mean, it looks like they're making 360, but some of those solar companies, a lot of them are going out of business. We got Snap. Snap has the green monthly. I also took a position on this the other day, just looking for that next daily green dot here. Okay, again, as long as the monthly is green, we are looking for the pullbacks on the daily and the smaller time frame. So the next daily dot will be a great place to add Snap, in my opinion. And they got earnings coming up next week. So I actually like the fact that I got a position on before their earnings, because normally they move very, very big. Okay, their earnings are normally very, very big moves. You can see this one back here ripped from 10 all the way up to $17. That was a 70% move in the matter of like a week. So I like how this one's setting up, and it does have that green monthly dot. Okay, looking really good. I think that company is very solid as well. But that's it for today, guys. We'll pick up right here on Sporto in the next video, so you guys could subscribe. If you guys got chart requests, feel free to drop them over there in the chart request thread. Those open on Mondays. So we will pick up right there at Wormhole. I'm going to close these off. Okay, because again, you gotta put them in on Monday. You got from Monday to Tuesday to put your requests in. We cover them all throughout the week, and that's just kind of how we roll, folks. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next chart request video. You guys will get a notification of when that's coming out over here in the Discord. Hopefully you're subscribed and hit the bell so you guys never miss anything. Thank you guys for tuning in today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up over here inside of the support chat. If you want to learn more about becoming a member of the Discord, you guys can hit the Become a Member tab right here. That'll get you access to the watch list, the trade alerts, the advanced market analysis, 24/7 trade support from our community. You can see all my trades, all my setups, and you can request charts for these videos. It's about $4 a month if you guys pay for the year in full. We have about 2,000 people over there. You guys can join our chat rooms, get the watch list, get all the favorite setups, and more. Over there in the Discord. If we can get this video to 300 likes, guys, I'll give away 100 XRP to somebody inside the Discord. So with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and we will see you in the next one. God bless you. Peace.